clap to sync the sound.
Got it.
All right, perfect. Hi, I'm Christian Lee. I'm part of Aztec Music Group, and I'm here with, would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, heck yeah. I'm Cole.
I'm Bambi.
Austin. Julian.
They call me Tasty.
All right.
We're Reptaliens.
Perfect. I was just about to ask you guys that. And so how does it feel to be in San Diego? You guys perform over the first day of your tour, right?
Yeah, this is the very first day of our tour of Colts. We love San Diego. We played here a couple times before, and we always have a good time, and we always eat a lot of burritos.
That's the best. And you guys actually come back next month, too?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Woo!
Next month at the Casbah.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
And
just want to play there. And here, and this is my first time.
perfect. You knocked both off your list.
Heck yeah.
About to. Don't speak too soon.
Sorry.
Christian?
All right. Oh, I wish there was wood nearby. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Okay, so my first question for you guys is, if you were to explain Reptaliens to someone new, like, how would you explain the band?
A psychedelic freak show.
That's perfect. I call it more like art pop. It's like performance art pop.
Sex death.
Dirt wave. I don't know. I wouldn't really have an answer.
All right, great answer, great answer.
Mike said that.
Okay.
Like, that's the best answer ever.
Whatever you want it to sound like.
Okay. I agree. And all right. All right, let's move on to another question too. And so, is there a band or like a singer that you think people make fun of? You think that like deserves like a lot more respect from like a songwriting perspective?
Well, not necessarily like doesn't deserve more respect, but a singer that I really like that a lot of people really don't like is Billy Joel, who I think everyone thinks he's really cheesy and corny because he is, but I really like him.
It's
so
straight from his heart, though.
I don't think he deserves any more respect or anything, but he's a singer who I like, who I think a lot of people think is really corny.
I'm in another band, and we did an interview with this other folk, and she was like describing the music that we played as like pop music, and she was like, you know, pop music used to be really embarrassing, and it was something that like you didn't want to define yourself as. She's like, it's making a comeback, blah blah blah, and I held back, being like, pop music is what it's all about, and so I think pop music gets a lot of bad rap, but it's really fun. Everyone, like, whether you're like able to express your love for pop music or not in public, like, you can't help getting down on some Tay Swift and some friggin' like every pop music is my answer.
Yeah, I would say one of my favorites is Sting, and a lot of people give him a bad rap because of his hair and his, his steez, and also Shaggy's one of my favorite artists, and they're really starting to make a resurgence nowadays, and they're actually collabing now to make a new album. So, in your face, critics.
You guys have anyone?
No. Yeah, I'm not sure. Perfect. So good.
Okay. And so the band, you guys originated from
Portland, Oregon.
Oregon. All right. And okay. And so, give me a second. And so, how important are like venues like these to the band Reptaliens? So like Valentine's, Ron Tom's, and Holocene.
Oh, are we grading them in order of importance?
No, that's how like in general too.
Oh, well, I mean, we appreciate any music venue, and we always we can make the best of like a small stage. I can hold this if you want. And we can make the best of like a big, regardless of whether we're playing on like a big stage or like a smaller show like this, like that doesn't mean we don't like care either one way or the other. We just like to play, and I just like that there's music venues at all that'll let us play and do our thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah.
No. There's definitely, Portland has such a thriving culture, and it's our hometown, so I don't know a whole lot about other, this level venues, or, where they are in different cities or who they are necessarily, but definitely giving a chance for, us being smaller artists. Obviously on a tour with, a band that I look up to so much doesn't really count, but because they booked us here, not us, but having the opportunity to play in like mid-level venues is so huge for us because a lot of people would never hear us, and they just give us an opportunity to express ourselves, and that's like the biggest blessing ever.
Sure. And then you guys started playing there too, right?
Yeah, at Valentine's, it's a great spot for local music. It's where a lot of bands that we are all have been in have gotten their start, and so yeah, it's very important to the music scene.
Yeah, my first show ever was at Valentine's.
Me as
And
well. Yeah.
It's a great place to just get started. It packs out. It's just a great spot, and all those places are really great. The music scene in Portland is really supportive, so everybody always comes out to shows, and it really doesn't matter where you play. It's about how you play it.
And that one time Sting did that secret show at Valentine's.
Yeah.
It was so
Oh
sick.
my God.
He walked on the
Unannounced.
stage and grabbed a guitar, and he wasn't even plugged in, and he just noodled a little bit, and then just set it back down, and then got off stage.
Yeah,
And he
That's
couldn't-
crazy.
It was perfect.
Okay.
Valentine's on the map. Really.
That's Shaggy was there actually. That's how they met.
He was banging on the bathroom floor at that point.
Yeah.
But
And they were like, "Hey, we should
making
like do something together."
yeah,
Oh,
he's making
started
love.
at Valentine's.
Wow. The more you know. Okay. And I have a question, Rawson, too. And so, you know, during Reptalian set, there were people. You know, there was, for example, there was someone dressed in a ghillie suit. There was someone with like this huge reptile head too.
I didn't see that.
Sometimes they're
No mirror.
Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. But what do you think the significance of it, like having, you know, like just like that crowd interaction, or just like more than just the music, you know, just like having fun on stage too, like adds to like the band's performance?
I think
Or,
that
like,
the
their set.
definition of a concert as a show is that in itself, that it's a show and it's supposed to be entertainment for the crowd. So not only is it visual, but it's also audible. And so to have that visual stimulation while you're also listening to psychedelic music psychs your mind. And that's what people pay for, is to get their mind psyched. And that's what we're doing.
All right, and you know, I have a question for Tyler too.
All right.
And you know, you haven't been talking too much this interview, so let me try to help you out. So, is your mom a photographer?
Oh yes, she is a photographer. Yes, Raina Stinson is her name.
Awesome.
She's actually currently living in France, doing very well for herself.
Wow.
Yes. She has a very cute puppy. And I'm very proud of her. She inspires me so much. She quit her, well, she didn't quit. Oh yeah, she retired from a nursing job and then decided to become an artist, and now is getting jobs and doing what she loves to do.
That's awesome. So you're pretty artistic like your mom then, right?
I guess that's where I got it. My mom and my dad both pushed me towards this realm of creativity, which I am very grateful for.
The apple did not fall far from the tree.
Okay, and so you're in the band called?
Reptaliens, yes.
Okay. But also you were in bands like Lola Buzzkill, Dimwit, Moon by You, and my favorite one, Tyler and the Varigans.
Oh, I'm glad that's your favorite. Actually, that you did. Yeah, that's a deep cut right there. I'm actually in another band called Night Heron, which also he's
Shout out to Night Heron.
Yep.
Lola Buzzkill sadly is not a group anymore, but it was fun. And then Tyler and the Varigans is now called Dimwit, which is also
That's the evolution.
it's the evolution.
Nice.
Yeah, because basically he wouldn't choose a name, and then I was like, so if you're not gonna choose one, I'm gonna just call it me.
Well, that's a good one though.
So humble.
Because the original name for Reptilians was just Tyler and the Tylers, featuring Tyler on lead vocals.
All right, and let's move on to, I feel like someone else hasn't been talking too much to, Julian.
Yeah.
Okay, and so what can you tell me about, let me see, what was this called? It was called The Bird Day.
Oh, that was no band in Buffalo I was in. Yeah.
And you were in Buffalo. Did you go to high school at St. Joe's?
Yeah, I did.
So speaking about St. Joe's, what can you tell me about Crush the Everlasting?
Oh, it's another old band I was in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've grown a long way since then, huh?
I have grown many years.
His hair has also grown a lot.
No,
Yeah.
it hasn't. It's the same.
Do you feel like you've grown a lot as a musician since, like, you know, Crush the Everlasting to, like, now with
Of
Reptilians?
course. Yeah. I've been keeping at it.
One thing that doesn't grow though is this hair. It's been the same since 1994.
Yeah.
I have a theory.
Wow.
Never cut it.
What's the theory?
I think his theory, or my theory about his hair, that his roommate, Dustin Simonson, sneaks in his room, is secretly going to barber school, and cuts his hair every night. We actually talk about it quite a lot. Dustin has no idea, but now he knows.
Do you think, like, this, like, theory is true?
It's possible. Like, I can't seem to find out if it is true or not, though.
He's a hard
I always
sleeper.
wake up and same.
Perfect cut,
Sure.
perfect do.
Okay, and so we talked about Tyler, and your mom got a new puppy, right? But speaking of puppies and dogs in general, how is Hambone doing?
I miss him. We dropped him off at my parents' house where he has a huge yard. My mom is obsessed with him. Every time we drop him off there before tour, for every tour. And I'm like, Mom, I'm coming home tomorrow. Aren't you excited? And she's like, oh, man. And I'm like, what? You don't want to see me? And she's like, I just don't want to let Hambone go. And he's my best friend. Shout out to Hambone. You're my dog. I love you.
That's cute. Shout out to Hambone. All right.
I got some peanut butter for you when I come back.
All right. Okay.
Peanut butter.
Ah, okay, that makes sense then. All right, and so you're like the lead singer of the band. You're also a musician, correct?
Yes.
But you're also an actress, right?
Some music video.
Yeah,
music
you
video.
starred in the music video for Well, right? The Disintegrate.
I did. It was so much fun. Gary Tyler directed it, and he was such a huge inspiration. We did some really off-the-wall stuff. He actually somehow talked Walgreens into letting us come in and shoot at like 3 in the morning, and they turned off all the lights. And it was really wild to be in a Walgreens unsupervised, all the lights off, and just dancing around the aisles was really, really fun.
I don't know if you guys have Walgreens, but it's like a Vons.
Yeah, no,
it's like
no,
a
we have
big.
Walgreens.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay. And so we talked about how Tyler and Varrigan's morphed into Dimwit, right? And so would you say Sculptures Gardens turned into Reptaliens?
Not so much, but I mean, in the fact that.
Well, 2 of the core members.
Well, we
turned-
both were like writing songs as that,
Yeah.
and then it's kind of during that time we just wrote a Reptalian song, and we were just like, let's just do this, and then all of a sudden, like a drop of a hat in one side, we were like, all right, no Sculpture Gardens, we're just doing this now.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really like a morph or a transition, but it was throughout of us writing music together that we were just kind of like, let's keep writing music together, but let's just try a different style.
We just miss Haven Matthews very much, the drummer from that band.
Shout out to him.
He's
I
on
mean,
tour with-
Haven.
And last but not least, Cole.
Yes.
All right. And so what can you tell me about 14th and Main Street?
Oh my God.
No!
Well,
We're talking-
how much time do you have? That
Do
was
you
like
remember
my
anything?
college house that turned into like just like the go-to party house of like everyone at that time, and it was just completely disgusting. Beer cans everywhere. At any given
Yeah,
time,
fun.
we'd wake up and someone we didn't even know was sleeping on the couch, like every single night. Just kind of a crazy house. We'd be at shows. At the end of the show, people would just start yelling 14th and Main, like people that we didn't even know, and like there was a couple times where it became like a 14th and Main chant. And then like whether we wanted to or not, like we'd go home and there'd be like 50 to 100 people.
Dang.
It was a house that was really fun for that time, but a house I would never ever ever want to live in again.
That doesn't sound fun now, yeah.
No, but at the time it was fun. It was just
14th and Main.
No, we're not going to
14th
14th.
and Main. Let's go!
It was a real wild time. You know, a bunch of unsupervised kids getting drunk together and playing music. Kind of like Reptaliens.
Yeah. Okay. All right, thanks for taking time to do the interview, guys. Before we wrap things off, where can we find you guys' music? Where can we find you guys on social media?
Oh yeah, well, like on Capture Track's website, you can get everything, and we sell stuff on our Bandcamp, and anywhere music, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube.
LimeWire.
Are we in record stores yet?
Record stores
stores.
nationwide. I forgot.
That's a big one.
That's a statement of the times that record stores was forgotten on the list of where to get music.
No, it's bad.
R.I.P. record stores.
All right. And what about social media? Where can we
Oh
find you
yeah,
guys?
so everything's Reptilians Rule Earth, because that's like something we believe in. So yeah, like Facebook is Reptilians Rule Earth, and Instagram is Reptilians Rule Earth.
R.I.P. Vine. See you soon, I hope.
And
Soon, but not forgotten.
yeah, we have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter,
Grinder.
mostly for Austin. Yeah, anywhere.